what's Masters to me? Masters to me is, it's an experience like no other, because it's going to take you and just going to mess you up so bad. It's going to put you back together. You're going to come in here and you're going to be kind of confused. You're not going to buy into it all at first, at least I didn't. And then you're going to start to wonder if maybe some of this is real. Maybe if you stay here for a little while, things might happen for the better. That all those people that you've seen that have gone through it, they weren't that way the entire time. Remember my first month in Masters. I was a pretty bitter person, and I didn't want friends. I didn't want friends. I didn't want to get to know people. Pretty much had a general distaste for everyone, and it was my fault. But I just started getting broken down for people. Just every single person I'd see their struggle, and I'd see that things they're not as peachy as I thought they were for everyone else. That woe is me, but there's other people that got it worse. And my heart started to break for them. My heart started to break for people who had way worse than I would ever dream of having. And slowly I began to understand that the love that I have, that I feel from my God, that I had to learn to accept, because I had to learn to believe in Him. I had to learn to accept the love that He has for me, that it's always there, but it's your choice to take it or not. I had to learn to accept all of this and then take that love and redirect it towards other people, because that's my mission as a disciple. And that's what I began to learn, is what a disciple is and how powerful a disciple is. The disciple is not just someone who turns the other cheek. A disciple is someone who takes the world by storm and just runs with it. And they're always doing it for a purpose, which is something I never had. And that's the thing I got probably the most out of Masters, was a purpose in my life. You don't have to have a complex purpose. I didn't have to have a 20-year plan. All I had to have was a general direction for me to go into. And for me, that general direction was just being an imitator of Christ, having the characteristics of God that's described in the Bible. Being someone who's patient, being someone who can go into a situation and they're level-headed and they can show love to everyone else. And they're not going to think about themselves so much. They're going to think about what they can do for the other person. That's what I learned in Masters, and that's how it's affected me the most. Is because I've gone from being a selfish, bitter person who didn't really want anything from anyone, and he wanted to get it all for himself, and he thought he could too, to being a person who loves others, who gives so much that sometimes I'm kind of scared by it, and I get worried. But it doesn't matter to me, because I believe in what I'm doing, and I have a purpose in my life. And I feel that if I keep going on and on through this plan, that in the end, I'm going to end up better than I would ever have been if I'd stuck with the path I was before I came to Masters. And that's what Masters is to me.